likable team all of a sudden. I don't know. So we'll see. I think the Beal fit is good, and I think they're going to have a pretty good regular season. But Kevin Durant's going to miss a lot of time. Bradley Beal's going to miss some time, and we'll see. A lot of surprisingly good depth.
No, 100%. I mean, I think anytime that the Lakers are going to match up with the Phoenix Suns, I'm going to be pretty scared just because of, like, they can just go on a tear. Like any three of those guys, if you have Bradley Beal essentially as the third option, like that is truly insane to me. Like Bradley Beal, he was carrying that Wizards team for such a long time, won a scoring title. He is Even though his 3-point shooting did take a dip recently, he's dropped into the lower 30s
Yeah.
every year. I mean, he's still elite. He's gonna have so many catch and shoot opportunities. But buddy, tell me your top two.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's the Nuggets and the Suns. Nuggets still the team to beat, not only in the West, but in the entire NBA, defending champions. Obviously, you have the best player in the league in Nikola Jokic and his sidekick, dare I say, a sidekick, Jamal Murray as well. That dude, like you said, Noel, he just completely went off against the Lakers. But then again, kind of everyone goes off against the Lakers, right? So you can't really, you got to take that a little bit. But, Jamal Murray has proven time and time again that he is a playoff performer. And he's a great fit along Nikola Jokic. So Nuggets easily number one. And then, yeah, Suns at number two. After they made that Bradley Beal trade, I was like, wow, this team is going to have absolutely no depth. And they surprised the heck out of me. I'm sure they surprised the heck out of you guys too with the type of talent they got. Who they get just off the top of my head? Eric Gordon, Watanabe, like you said. The trade that they involved themselves with, getting Grayson Allen. I thought that was huge. The loss of DeAndre Ayton is going to hurt. I think, yeah, especially with Nurkic, his type of injury history. I think that's gonna hurt them. And also too, just yesterday watching Nurkic against AD, that is barbecue chicken for Anthony Davis on both ends of the floor. So thank the Lord that the Suns made that move to get rid of Ayton, because at least I think he is a more willing defender. I think he's a better matchup for Anthony Davis. So, if they keep that big man intact, I think that's just great news for not only the Lakers, but also the Nuggets as well. Still, though, I think in the regular season, Suns will surpass the Lakers regular season wise. Like you said, Alex, KD's going to miss some time, but still they have that depth. Devin Booker is just going to come in and play ball, man. He's probably the best hooper in the league right now. So, nothing really further to say on the Nuggets and Suns in that case.
No, awesome takes right there. I mean, if people have anybody outside of the Nuggets and the Suns in their top two, I think they're just essentially banking on Bruce Brown's absence playing a massive role in the Nuggets taking a downfall.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So the MPJ versus Bruce Brown thing, that was really interesting in the finals, right? Bruce Brown completely outplayed Michael Porter Jr. So I think it was like, I mean, he got crazy overpaid by Phoenix, by Indiana. It's like $16.5 million a year or something. So like, I think if you're the Nuggets, I don't know. I would have tried to match it. Like, I love that guy. I don't know.
He played a huge role.
Loss.
Yeah, that's just the name of the game. I mean, like if you show up when it matters most, that's where you're gonna get your paycheck. And I mean, it's almost like he played too good to where the Nuggets were like, damn. Like I think they were watching him play. They're like, what is going on here? We just paid MPJ all this money, and then now Bruce Brown is gonna want to beg too. But I mean, that's what happens in the NBA. But going on to the next couple of slots at number 3, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I got the Sacramento Kings. I got Sacramento Kings. I got them repeating that third slot. Wow. You see, because I mean, their offense was just so elite last season. They were literally playing at a historic level. They topped the NBA at 118.6 points per 100 possessions and 120 points per game. They were just running. De'Aaron Fox was essentially allowed to go out there and play loose. He obviously didn't want Tyrese Halliburton next to him anymore. He wanted to have full reign of that offense. And then Domantas Sabonis, someone in the post who was able to create for him as well whenever he wanted to take a break. I think that one player that is going to probably help keep them there is going to be Keegan Murray. I mean, Keegan Murray is one of my favorite young players in the league. I think that he has a lot of traits to be one of the best two-way players in the entire league. He has a lot of confidence. I mean, he played one summer league game, went off, and they're like, okay, like, we're putting you in that area where, you don't have to play anymore. Number 4 is going to be our own Los Angeles Lakers. I just think as much as I want to put them in the number 1 or the number 2 seed, because I do think they have that potential this season a lot more than others, there's just so much unknown. Like even like the newer guys like Christian Wood and Cam Reddish, those are 2 really big question marks still. You see, Cam Reddish, like that's someone that I do want to be like a really good option off the bench, but he's going to be someone that Darvin Ham is going to give like a long leash to, but he's turning the ball over like a good amount in the preseason. But then he also has flashes where he's playing super aggressive. putting up 10 points, shooting like 50% from three. So there's just a lot of question marks for our Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to talk about this, in the coming weeks as we see the season kick off. But Alex, what are your next top two?
I have the Lakers at third. I think their over-under is 48.5, or was a couple weeks ago, and I think that they will surpass that. I think they're going to get to 50 wins. I think it's going to be a lot like the 2018 Cavaliers, where they were like the 4th seed, but they won like 50 games and it didn't matter. They were the best team in the East. I think that the Lakers are going to be better than the Suns in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to have a better record in the regular season. I don't think it really matters that much to them. But they also have the depth to weather some injuries now, where they didn't necessarily before. I think that Taurean Prince edition, the more I watch it, the more I love it. I think that guy should be the next starter. We'll talk about that later. But I think he's really great, and I'm excited for him. Love my boy Gabe Vincent. Not having the most efficient shooting time in the preseason right now from the field, but shooting at a high volume and a decent conversion rate from three. So that's fine, like 37.5%. And so I like those additions. Reddish is an unknown. Looks good in the preseason, but who knows? And then Christian Wood, I think, is going to be fine. So I'm excited for the Lakers, and a lot of it's about Ken LeBron, who is now officially the oldest player in the NBA right now.
Shout out Andre Iguodala retiring.
That's right. Goodbye, Andre Iguodala. And he's in his 21st season. He's about to be 39. The guy is old, but he's still one of the best 25 players in the league. It's crazy. So the ESPN says he's one of the 10 best players in the league. We can talk about that also. But yeah, I think this Lakers team is going to be really good. It's deeper than last year. Davis needs to step up a little bit. I don't know if he can. Davis and LeBron are going to miss a lot of time. So a lot of unknowns, but if they can be healthy in the playoffs, like they have a real chance to go back to the finals. So it's crazy. Fourth team. Now we might have discussed this before we're taping this, but it's going to be a kind of a hot take pick. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Like they did not have a center last year. They had 6'6" Jalen Williams at center. They also have two guys in Jalen Williams. But like they have Chet Holmgren now, future rookie of the year, Chet Holmgren coming in off the top rope, and I think that it's going to be a huge difference. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is great. I think Josh Giddey is going to take a leap. I have him in fantasy. Plays 3 positions in fantasy. Very helpful fantasy player if you haven't drafted yet. Lou Dort is going to be fun. They got the other Jalen Williams now playing power forward, which is where he should be playing. They have a lot of assets, obviously. They have like a zillion draft picks in the first and the second rounds, and I think they could make a move if they wanted to. So they could be like I don't know, like a James Harden destination doesn't make a lot of sense, but so the next annoyed player, the demanded trade. So this team doesn't have to be done building. So I think the Thunder has a high ceiling, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They looked awesome at the end of the year last year when they weren't even trying to look that awesome. And assuming they stay healthy, they've got room to grow.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City one is a very spicy take, but I could see it happening. They could be last year's Kings. I mean,
exactly,
I really don't see. I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, I was surprised by the Kings doing that, but Oklahoma City Thunder, I just think they're gonna get better and better each and every year. So, people might laugh at that take right now, but maybe by the time we hit January, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that the Oklahoma City team is for real, and they are going to be a problem for a long time to come. My number 3 is the Los Angeles Lakers, and I think they are number 3 just because, at least for me, because of the unknown of Anthony Davis and LeBron James in terms of their injury history. I think that if they can stay healthy in a perfect world, I think they are the best team in the West just because they are the deepest team. This is the deepest LeBron James and Anthony Davis team in the entire, five-year run, I believe.
That 2019-2020 team was good.
It was good.
Deep,
yes.
But really good.
Yeah, because because LeBron James played a lot of time. Anthony Davis hardly missed any time, and just the chemistry there was great. The chemistry there was off the charts. I was like the best. I remember people saying, "Oh, we should trade for." I don't know who was there at the time, but we should trade for. Who did the Clippers get? They got Reggie Jackson, I think. I think they were fighting for what was it? Was it the year they were fighting for Reggie Jackson? Like, oh, we should get more pieces. Like, no, do not mess up this chemistry. Lakers, I think, is going to be a mix of chemistry and it's going to be a mix of depth. I think we've seen how much Gabe Vincent is going to mean to this team because yesterday, without a backup point
guard, Cam Reddish running point guard for the.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next
later,
video.
But, oh my God, Lakers. I think deepest team in LeBron AD era. I think that just the pieces are going to fit. Taurean Prince, man, I think he's going to be spectacular in the starting lineup. I cannot wait to see him play throughout the season. Number 4 is going to be what people consider our little bros, the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm going to bank on Paul George.
Bank on a James Harden trade?
No, not that at all. I'm going to bank on Paul George. I think he's going to come back with vengeance. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. I think they're going to be tired of that narrative, just like Anthony Davis. They're going to be tired of that narrative. I think that they're going to take it relatively seriously. I like their depth. Terrence Mann is only going to get better as well. Ivica Zubac, all the other pieces. Russell Westbrook is going to come out, and he plays with his heart on his sleeve. And he looked good with the Clippers in the postseason down the stretch. So I think just their talent and also with Russell Westbrook, how he's going to look, and then with their top 2 guys. I know it's a bit of a stretch because health, but I'm going to bank on it, and Clippers are going to be the top 4 seed.
That is a hot take right there. I mean, it's like every season I feel like everybody on paper the Clippers always look like a top 2 team in the league.
They could win the title.
They have 2 elite perimeter guys. They have guards. They have depth. They have everything. But it's just that Clippers curse ain't no joke for real.
It's not.
But I mean, speaking of, we're gonna hop into the next couple slots right here. My number 5 spot is also gonna go to Los Angeles Clippers. Like I just said, I think they have a lot of pieces, a lot of winning pieces. It's just about building that culture. How do you want your legacy to be in your last season, sharing an arena with the Lakers? Do you want to keep getting a little bro, or do you actually want to get into the playoffs, do something? They haven't been to the Western Conference Finals since 2021, so I think that's going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to go on a limb and give you guys my next 3. I got the Golden State Warriors at number 6. Golden State is one of the more interesting teams in the league. Every time that Stephen Curry goes to the bench now, you're going to have a point guard who could actually run the offense. No shot at Jordan Poole. He's amazing, but much more of a scorer, and he's maturing out there at Washington, so shout out to Jordan Poole. But you also have other guys like Andrew Wiggins saying that he wants to get back to that all-star, all-defense level, so I think that's going to be very, very intriguing. My Oklahoma City Thunder for me will be at number 7. I love Chet Holmgren. I'm on the bandwagon that he is better than Victor Wembanyama. That is my take. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
You mean like over the course of his career, like right now?
I think Chet's going to be better.
Really?
I think Chet is going to be better.
This is a hot take.
I know. You got to bookmark this. You guys can bookmark this.
I'm on the same boat.
And then you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who finished top 5 in MVP voting last season. I think that is only going to jump up. I think he's going to stay scoring in the 30-point per game range. He has so many counter moves. He has so many ways to get to the mid-range and get to the rim. And, he has a very unorthodox jump shot, but somehow it goes in, and he when you have a young team like this, you need that guy that is the bona fide star, and they already have that in him. So I think that's amazing. And then my number 8 slot is going to go to Mr. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know there's a lot of controversy around that team because Rudy Gobert is shooting 3-pointers in the offseason. Karl Anthony Towns used to be viewed as someone that you could build a team around, and Anthony Edwards kind of came in and just took that label from him. But that is rounding out my top 8. Alex, give me the rest of your number 5 through number 8.
5 through 8. Okay, so I have the Sacramento Kings at 5. They added Chris Duarte through a trade with the Pacers. They got Alex Len, they got Trey Lyles, JaVale McGee. Sabonis agreed to a really expensive extension. The guy doesn't play defense. I don't really know what you're going to do with him in the playoffs or whatever. And so, last season they were 40-34. They had that fun 7-game series against the Warriors. I think that they're going to be a lot of fun. I love Harrison Barnes. I love a 3-4 that can shoot and defend. So if things do go south, that is a trade asset right there for them. So I'm intrigued to see what happens. But it's fun to have the Kings be good again. So I'm rooting for them in a weird way. And I hope they get that. But at least the 5th seed. 6, I have Golden State Warriors, just because they get hurt and they're playing really, really small. Yeah. I don't. They've tinkered with like this tiny lineup of starters where Chris Paul is the 1, Steph is the 2, Klay is the 3, Wiggins is the 4, and Draymond is the 5. Draymond at small ball 5 has been really great, but not like to start a game. I don't know. They got Kevon Looney, I think is really good. So it's an interesting fit with Chris Paul, and we'll see how that looks in like postseason situations, which obviously is what matters for them. Clippers, I have it. This is a 7 seed. I don't feel great about it, honestly. Like, I think things could go really south for them. And also, I hate their forward depth beyond the big 2. I just think, Batum is toast, Covington, like, what are we doing? Those guys are making crazy money for how like bad they are now.
It's just that like literally
Morris too.
Covington is literally the definition of like 3-and-D players always getting opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He's lived off that reputation for a long time.
For a long time. I don't know how long it's been since he's actually been like contributing to a winning situation. Maybe those Portland teams a couple years ago.
Portland and Houston, those two.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the good Rockets team's fine. But, like, that's a while ago now, I don't know. Like, they're over the hill. It's everybody on that roster is over the hill. I'm not saying they're all cooked. Zubac is younger than 30, I guess, but the rest of them are all
Right.
super old. I don't know. I don't love it. I feel weird about picking them in the top 8, honestly. But, they had a Kenny Martin Jr., right? That was, like, the big addition that they've had so far this offseason. I guess there's a Harden trade to be made if they want to. But Terrence Mann is somehow the holdup on getting James Harden.
Who would have thought?
In the year 2023. I just cannot believe it. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, if they had James Harden, they would, lose in the second round. But whatever. Like, that's probably further than they would get right now with this roster. So 8th seed, I have Minnesota as well. I think Anthony Edwards is going to take a leap. They added our boy Troy Brown. They brought back Naz Reid. The biggest thing with them is that they're paying 3 centers a lot of money, and they're all centers. They got Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and Cat. You figure they can't trade Gobert. Do a terrible to people in the crowd. You can get back on track. I don't know. He's pretty young. He's like 30. Cat is the weirdest fit on the roster, and you think the most favorable asset. They floated him this summer, and they were not able to trade him. So we'll see if he can get it together. If he averages like 25 and 12 or whatever, and he's shooting threes, like, you flip that, you would think. So I think they have a lot of decisions to make. But yeah, I think Anthony Edwards is a beast, and I'm curious to see what happens. We've had some interesting omissions, by the way, so far. So
yeah, that just goes to show about the Western Conference is crazy, buddy. Give me your 5 through 8.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, and it's no joke. Number 5, Golden State Warriors. I was very perplexed at that Chris Paul trade. I was like, how the heck is that going to work? So far, they're 4-0 in the preseason. I know it's the preseason, but they might have found something at least to get them through. I don't know if that's going to last in the playoffs.
But then our first telecast is the Warriors' first road game in Sacramento.
You could argue 3 of the best.
Yeah, what? Next Friday.
Two of the top 5 players in the West are big men.
Chris Paul, you grab my arm.
And then also too, you have the kind of depth that the Suns have. I
He's
think
sold
they're
the call.
not
So
trouble
there's
with
a
that. But
difference
still,
between
regular
selling
season
a
wise,
call
I
and
think
flopping.
you can never count out
When you're
Stephen
selling a
Curry, of
call,
course.
the contact happened. The
Klay
foul
Thompson
was
is
there.
a bit-
When you're flopping, there was no foul.
just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a lot of it.
he was rough in those playoff games against
Yeah,
the Lakers.
rough, and he's not having a pretty preseason as well. But still, not going to count out Curry and the Warriors. So they're number 5. Number 6, the young and explosive Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, of course, just going to get better and better. Domantas Sabonis,
Full court
this is
press.
very, very questionable, but still, you can't deny his offensive skill, his passing ability, very Jokic-like. So that's very fun. I just think they're gonna progress as well. Number 7, that's where I have the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are going to be the most exciting team moving forward for maybe the next 5 to 7 years, man. Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is him. He was top 5 voting in MVP last year. If he gets even better, which I don't see any reason why not, he's going to be maybe in the top 3. I don't know. But like, none of us thought that he would be top 5 voting. I mean, why not? Why not get even better, right? I mean, this guy just has it all, and I'm on the same boat as Noel in terms of the Chet. I think Chet is going to be he's going to be great, and I think right now it's tough. But like Chet, I think he's going to be just maybe slightly better.
Over the span of his entire career, he's going to be better than Wemby.
I think so.
I think so, man.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, man. He's just.
Wow.
I wasn't really a big fan of him in Gonzaga, but I think just maybe just learning more about him, seeing him just play throughout since then. I was like, man, I think this guy's gonna be really good, man. If they could keep that intact in the Oklahoma City Thunder, they are going to be a problem. And years from now, people are gonna forget. Well, not forget, but it's like, wow, we have Shai and Chet. Like that could be their like, KD and Russ what they missed.
It does feel like their 2009 Thunder, where they went against the Lakers in the tough 6-game series or whatever it was, and they were not backing down. Like they were ready.
Yeah,
it feels like we're on the cusp.
Yeah, I think
this year.
most definitely. Yeah, because I mean they have all the pieces. They're so young. I don't know what their oldest player is. What, 26 at least on their core. like the core guys.
Shea,
What Shea's like, what, maybe 25, 26.
Yeah.
You know, Chet's what, 20, 23.
Yeah.
So man, the sky is the limit for them. There, I'm a number 7. Number 8. I'm surprised none of you guys picked them, right? Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies at number 8. I know Ja, first 25 games is not going to be there, but I think they have the pieces at least to stay.
The pump fake, fullback crossover, the 2 long steps.
I think he's going to
finish on the other
Ja,
side of the rim. Bobby
and I think he's going to
not
come
able
back
to be in
with a
position
vengeance, man.
to help.
He's going to come back and want to
Unicorn can
tear
get it all
everyone's,
done.
like rip everyone's head out of them, man. I think he's gonna come back and he's gonna play phenomenal. And I think they're gonna, you know, maybe those first 25 games gonna hurt him just a little bit. That's why I do have him at number 8. But I think they're gonna be very, very competitive in the West. And you can't forget, man, they were number 2 seed last year. What, back-to-back years, actually. So I have the Grizzlies at number 8, man. And I'm surprised. No one has had. I know, probably spoilers here. No one has had the Dallas Mavericks in there.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
Crazy.
Like, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but
Sure is.
you know it's even crazier. I got the Houston Rockets at number 9.
Oh my God.
I got the Houston Rockets, man. Come on.
Crazy.
I think,
wow.
bro, you guys are sleeping on Jalen Green. You guys are sleeping on Amen Thompson. You guys are sleeping on their young core. Matter of fact, they have a legit leader coming in to actually like show these young guys how to really win ball games. You got
Dylan Brooks.
Not Dylan Brooks. You got Father Fred VanVleet. Last season averaged 19 points, 69 games played, shot 34% from 3, 7 assists. This is someone that you want on, you know, a playoff, someone that you're trying to get to a playoff contender. Obviously, he went because he wanted the money. There's no doubt about that. But also something interesting that Ime Udoka himself said was that, yeah, the Houston Rockets thought about bringing back James Harden, but they wanted someone who was actually going to develop their young guys. They wanted someone who was going to share the ball, who was going to get the most out of someone like a Jalen Green, out of a Jabari Smith, who, I mean, I think a lot of people forget was also a lottery pick just because he had a quiet rookie season, but I'm still very high on him. At number 10, I have the Memphis Grizzlies. You see, just like Buddy was saying, Ja is going to miss those first 25 games, but also just like the Houston Rockets, the Memphis Grizzlies now have some legit veteran leaders in there. You have Derrick Rose, you have Marcus Smart. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do this season. Alex, who are going to be your final 2 play-in teams?
Well, as a Derrick Rose fan, I have to say Derrick Rose is totally toast. He is dope. But I guess they did add him.
He's definitely going to take that leadership role, right?
Oh yeah, you don't want that guy. You don't want that guy leading. But you know, Marcus Smart is a great addition. Although he thinks he's James Harden at the end of games and he shoots his teams out of games sometimes. I think he'll be an okay placeholder for John Morant. I have them at 9. And who else? They had Josh Christopher. But it's more about like the Rose and Smart additions, I guess. They got Isaiah Todd with the Suns trade.
Yep.
They have former Lakers point guard Shaq Harrison, who honestly I think is going to give them more than Derrick Rose. Not really, but you know,
that's a Lakers legend right there.
Defender. Yeah, that's right. Lakers legend Shaq Harrison. But yeah, Desmond Bane got a crazy 5-year extension. You know, you got to think Jaren Jackson Jr. takes on more of a leadership role. At least you got to hope so. And I'm curious to see what they do without Ja. And they played pretty well without him in the past. He missed a lot of time, not just with the suspensions, but also with injuries.
Yeah.
He's a very explosive guard. He's liable to get hurt at any time. Yeah, I don't trust them, obviously, in the postseason, but I don't even know if they're going to get that far. I think they're the 9th seed. And then I have Dallas at 10. Over New Orleans. I thought about that for a second. New Orleans is going to be pretty talented, but in terms of guys that are mercurial and get hurt a lot, you know, like Ja, his fellow 2019 draftee, Zion Williamson is top of that list. So yeah, I don't trust those guys at all. But yeah, Dallas, they'll be a 10 seed. They got Davis Bertans, they got Seth Curry, so they added some shooting. They signed Dante Exum for some reason, who's been out of the league for a hot minute. I don't know what that was. But more importantly, they got Grant Williams. That's their biggest pick over the offseason. That guy can shoot, 100%. The guy can defend, he can play the 3, he can play the 4, play some small ball 5. So if he can really take a leap for them, if he can give them an outsized role more than he did with the Celtics, I think that could be huge. So, you know, they have a high ceiling, I guess. They've got a low floor because Kyrie Irving is liable to blow it up at any time. Luka Doncic is great, but he's sort of in that James Harden heliocentric mode. So yeah, I don't know. I think that they're talented, but they're not gonna be nearly as good as they think they are.
Yeah.
So,
all right, cool. Buddy, give me your top 2, and then we'll wrap things up here.
Yeah, man. And my number 9 is gonna be the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, man, just from what we've seen him do at Team USA, man, like this guy could be the best player in the league like 3 years from now, man. I think I am so high on Anthony Edwards. It's just really unfortunate where he's at, but you know, I think he's going to have an MVP type of season. I think he's going to finish maybe in the top 7-10 range of MVP voting, just because he's that talented, and also too, just adding back signing back Naz Reid. I thought that was huge. I really wanted the Lakers to get him as well. They're gonna get back McDaniels as well, which is huge. Which I think, you know, if they had McDaniels, you could argue they maybe could have beat the Lakers in that play-in game, right? I mean, he would have done a great job on LeBron James. And then, but yeah, number 9, I just don't think they have enough to compete with the top teams in the West. Rudy Gobert, you know, he's kind of, I don't know, he's kind of awkward for me. You know, that fit. Karl-Anthony Towns too. He might get traded as well. We'll see. You know, that's going to be a big storyline heading into the season. So that's going to be my number 9. Number 10, the Dallas Mavericks, which it's tough because, you know, they have 2 of the most talented players in the league in Luka and Kyrie, but they have no perimeter defense, man. Like, and that was the part of the reason of their downfall last year. I do like the addition of Derek Lively. I think he's going to be amazing for them, coming out of Duke, of course. But yeah, man, I don't know if Luka and Kyrie are enough. You know, I am excited to see how they progress in the season in terms of, you know, how they're going to feed off each other and whatnot. Started off pretty good once the trade happened, not so much after that. So we're going to see how that progresses. And, you know, yeah, their defense, this team is not done. I think if they're in contention for the playoffs, I think, you know, they could possibly make a trade. You know, I think they would need one, you know, very, very much so. But right now they're at my number 10.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is going to be our predictions for the top 10. Definitely bookmark all of this. Read all of our work at alllakers.com. We're each going to actually write an article, and we're going to make sure that everything that we just said here is set in stone for all you guys to either come back and praise us, come back and roast us, come back and do whatever you want. I mean, I really think the Houston Rockets are going to – nah, just kidding. As long as the Los Angeles Lakers are finishing that top 3 seed, everybody remains healthy, and, you know, they make a push for that 18th franchise title. That is all that matters to us. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, smash that like button. It really helps the channel. And make sure you just stay tuned. We're going to be coming at you guys with these preseason wrap-up very, very soon. My name is Noel Sanchez. I'm with Ricardo Sandoval and Alex Kirschenbaum, and thank you guys for watching.